what's up guys? Welcome to my channel. I am Amanda and this is my bestie Danielle.
Hi. Welcome back.
Welcome back. So we were talking earlier. I'm always bugging her for makeup tips and questions because she's a professional makeup artist, beauty guru. She actually works for Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I thought, we were talking and I was like, you know what? We should make this a video because I feel like some of you guys probably have similar questions and can also show you the benefit of, using a professional makeup artist versus doing things yourself. Also, make sure you guys stay tuned to the end of this video because we have a special surprise for you. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't forget about that either.
Yay!
So without further ado, let's get this started. What we are going to do is take off half my makeup and do what? Which side are you gonna do? This side?
Yeah, I'm left-handed, so
okay.
This is gonna work really well. And the reason why we're doing this is so that way we can really see, like, clearly she does, you can't see me, but that's okay. So we can see my hand. Clearly Amanda does a beautiful job on your makeup. Like if anybody saw her on day to day, they would think, well, you do a great job. But she notices there's things like, there's always things about yourself that you notice.
Yes, like I make this eyebrow really pointy and this one's very like rounded.
I'm gonna do everything half and half except for brows. So brows will come together.
Ooh,
and
okay.
I'll do some specific Anastasia things that you're gonna learn. These are patented techniques, so it's not just like me saying, hey, this is cool. Yeah. Do you want to do this or you want me to?
No, I want you to do me.
Okay, just relax. Ooh, here you go. Would you like some?
Oh, yes. Are we allowed?
Yeah, we can have that. You can have that. I can't have that. So I'm just going to go right down the center. So another thing that Amanda always asks me about is, like, she's self-tan, so she's multiple different colors.
Yes. 50,000 shades of Amanda.
Which I hear this all the time. I literally hear this from clients all the time. They're like, even if it's just like someone that's like a summer shade or a winter shade, or sometimes people will self-tan. And so I know you ladies out there know what I'm talking about. Like, you are all different colors. So you do need to change your makeup. And something that I think a lot of people don't realize is actually whenever you change the color, the pigments change too. So it changes how the foundation performs.
Yes. I was going to say wears, but
Wears.
I like that.
Perform. Okay.
I've been bugging Danielle. I'm like, why does my makeup look like this? I don't know how to do my makeup as a white girl.
Me either.
Bronze golden goddess, yes, sign me up. White girl, I'm like, what is happening?
How do we do this?
I swear I know what I'm doing, but I don't.
Should we do like eyes too?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get in there.
You want to use my favorite 4 colors? Danielle has all these palettes, right? And I'm like, I love this. And it's so beautiful, but I use the same 4 colors in every palette. I'm like, should I buy this? No.
Every time. So we're gonna start with prepping the skin.
Prep.
This is a big thing that people don't.
A big thing.
It's a big thing. So skin prep is a lot different than skin care. So I'm gonna start with the Laneige or
I don't know if
Laneige
that's high enough.
Glowy Makeup Serum. So Amanda's already done her skincare routine for the day. So I'm not adding extra skincare, but we do need to prep the skin properly for makeup application. So I'm just gonna take, since I'm only doing half in the face, I'm just doing a little drop here. I'm gonna take my brush and we're gonna apply it to the areas where she has the most concern, which is gonna be right here underneath the eyes.
My whole face.
The highest point of the cheeks, and then we're gonna spread it throughout the rest of the face.
Now, is it better to put it on with a brush versus your fingers? Because I just use my fingers normally.
You can use your fingers if you're in a rush. The purpose of me using the brush is, one, I get an even distribution of product throughout the entire face. When you use your fingers, you're gonna have different pressure with each finger, so it's gonna push it in differently in different areas. So this keeps the canvas very smooth. Next thing we're gonna do is actually prime the skin.
Here, I got you.
Thank you, babe. This is by IT Cosmetics. It's very important. I already know the foundation I'm gonna go in with, and it's a water-based foundation. So you wanna make sure that the skin prep that you use mixes with your foundation. I hear a lot of times
I'm guilty of this. She's like,
Yeah.
well, babe, you used this and that like slide. It's like oil and water. What are you doing?
Right. Why? And I don't think you would know that naturally.
No.
Like, you don't go and pick up something and you're like, okay, does this mix with this?
No, you're
Nobody's
like, oh, this beauty blogger said this product's amazing.
that part right there.
That's exactly
that
what
part.
we do. We all know.
So we're gonna take and start right here with the pores for the primer. And right here, because she has some pores here.
I don't have
and
any
here.
pores.
None, no pores. Well, you sure don't anymore. Hopefully you can see in the camera, I'm using very little product. I'm doing half of her face, but we're also using very little product. That's one thing that you always...
Every time she does my makeup, I'm like, wow, you use way less product than I do.
Very little. I'm using super high quality products.
And it always looks better. I'm like, okay.
One thing we're going to do before we do foundation, I'm actually going to take this Bare Pro Concealer by Bare Minerals. This is a very pigmented, creamy, dense product. So Amanda has concerns about different colors, making sure everything's even. So pigmentation. And in order to get her skin to look really natural, I'm going to do conceal first. So I'm just going to place it in the areas where she has some concerns. And
I love how you call them concerns.
yeah, just little concerns. One of the reasons why I do this is because when I look at someone, all I see is beauty and how I can make them more beautiful or how I can enhance features. Nobody else looks at themselves and they're like, oh, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong.
I
I'm
know,
like,
we're so
I don't see any
hard
of that.
on ourselves.
Oh, I know, and it breaks my heart. So now we're going to color correct. This is something, I'm using Kylie Jenner Himalaya color corrector. Again, we're taking the tiniest amount and I'm using a very small brush. So something to keep in mind, Amanda, like look at the size of my hand. It almost takes up her entire face. She's petite. She has petite features, so we need petite products. So small amounts and petite tools. So I'm just going to apply this where there is any sort of discoloration or where we need to hide any colors that she doesn't want coming through. A lot of times I will see women say, or people say in general, whoever's color correcting, they use so much of this product. And
That's why I was laughing when you're like, we're gonna use so little. I'm like, I like slab that stuff on.
Literally the tiniest amount. And I'm even gonna let it sit there. There we go. That's really all she needs. That's it, done. So essentially this product would last probably expire before you run out of it. You just don't need a lot of it. So I'm gonna let it sit there for a second and grab, I'm gonna use Anastasia's foundation. So many people think that I'm lying about how fantastic this foundation is.
No, I really
work
love
for
it.
them.
It's my new
It is
favorite.
amazing. Let me.
Oh, sorry, that's my fault. I found it earlier. I've been using it for the past week. Love it. Also, I'm stealing it, by the way, when I leave tomorrow.
This.
By the way, when you're looking for that later,
It's gonna be gone.
It'll be in my makeup bag.
I'm gonna take just half of a pump. So 1 pump for the whole face. So I'm taking a very small amount of foundation. I'm using the shade 210 and from Anastasia's Luminous Foundation and in the brush A30. So you want to use a synthetic brush when working with liquid products. Like I said, this is a water-based foundation. And watch how easily this is. I'm just going to kind of distribute it first in the areas where we have the most discoloration, which is going to be right in these areas, like so. Now, whenever we get to these areas where I have concealer on, I don't want to move or disturb that product, so I'm just going to stipple it through there. And the thing that I love so much about this foundation is it looks like your skin. So this is the perfect foundation for when you want to wear makeup and you don't want it to look like you're wearing makeup. It's also very long wearing. So without me using very much at all, it's safe to get this around the eyes because it is ophthalmologist tested, dermatologist tested, safe for sensitive skin. I mean, I could honestly go on and on. It does everything.
Harris tested.
Right. And that is the hard, we should put that on there, honestly. That's one of the hardest tests to pass. If you wanted to go in with a beauty blender, that's okay. Just know that that's going to dilute a little bit of the coverage. It does smooth everything out, but I would probably recommend going in with 2 pumps. if you're going to use a beauty blender as well. But this brush kind of acts like a beauty blender for me. So look at how, I just want to stare at it for a minute. Like already it's smooth, it's flawless. The color blends effortlessly. So whenever we're talking about changing our foundation shades, because I think a lot of people realize like, oh, my skin is changing, I need to change my foundation. But you also need to change your concealer color too.
That part.
Because Amanda was using the exact same color concealer. And we need to change that up a little bit.
It's fine.
We'll address like down here too as well, because this is a concern you've had.
Yes, I always am frustrated because I'm like red and splotchy and uneven, and I feel like I can make my face look pretty beat, and then this all looks like,
I'm just gonna take whatever's left over on the brush.
I actually just want you to rub my boobs.
There we go. Actually, that's okay. Let's see.
I'm here for it.
I am here for all that. I mean, this foundation looks so good on, and probably just gonna make your chest.
Do you want me to move my hair back?
If you're gonna be wearing obviously a high cut shirt, this is probably not the right thing to do.
Don't waste your foundation.
So without me even color correcting, because we notice there's a little bit of redness right through here, but without me even using a color corrector, you can see how the foundation naturally just evens that out. Like I can still see a little through, but honestly, for a coverage that's as natural, or a finish that's as natural as this, there's
because
no
that's the
other
other thing I've noticed.
foundation.
I've used full coverage foundation for that, and then it looks old.
Cakey.
It looks cakey. It like sits. I'm like, oh, I don't want to look like I got old titties and like wrinkled chest.
If this is like, Anastasia doesn't say this, I say this. People do not need as full coverage is on the market for people that like full coverage, not because they need it.
I love full coverage.
And that's okay. Like, that's a preference. If you love full coverage, do you, boo. Wear that full coverage, live it, love it, own it. But for a majority of people, when you wear full coverage, you also have to be okay with the fact that it's gonna look kind of masky. It's gonna cover your skin. So you're not gonna see any of your own skin through. You're only gonna see makeup. So we're gonna mix two concealers together. Found this on TikTok. Somebody was raving about this on TikTok, and I was like, it's $6. What can it hurt? Let me try it.
It
I
looks
really like it.
Shape tape, like the two. Like
it does.
It's exactly like shape tape.
And it's on it. Look how big this applicator is. That is way too big. Like, so if Amanda were my client, which she is, I would highly recommend her not to go straight in with this unless she's trying to conceal her whole life away.
Sometimes we are.
Sometimes we are. So I'm just going to place it in the areas where I want to, of course, hide and conceal. So right here in the center, like so. And then we're going to do a little on the outside for a lifted look. Amanda's face also can handle a lot more highlight because she's petite. So we're going to add some more highlight in this area as well. Right down here. And now I'm going in with this NYX Glow, Born to Glow, just to add additional highlight. So now we're just going to blend, and a key to blending is to not move around the product. Place the product where you want it, and then just blend out the edge. It'll save so much time. So instead of what I see a lot of people do, and I even notice you doing this today, you put the product on and you're like, go, 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 go. Like move, like get it. Am I right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot faster if you just press around the edge. So place a little bit of product, put it where you need it, and then boom. Edge, edge, edge. This brush is just a little too big, so I'm gonna switch.
Makes so much more sense.
Yep.
That's why I feel like I'm always in a rush. I feel like when I'm doing my makeup, like impatient.
I think most people do that. They think they're in a rush, so they think like moving faster, like the
but
motion.
even if we're like not in a rush, I'm like, I could take my time.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what that is.
And also like when you're trying something new, like the techniques I'm doing to you are new and foreign to you, so you have to be in a space where you're like, I know she said it's not going to take long, but I have to be in a place where I can try something new, because you're training yourself to do something different and new.
I'm like, I know what this is going to look like if I just go like this really fast.
Just do it.
Just like blend up. But yeah, I feel like I end up picking up a lot of product, or I move it around too much.
Next thing I'm going to do is take bronzer to warm her skin up. The reason why I'm doing liquids, her makeup is gonna last a lot longer throughout the day by layering liquids, creams, and then powders to set. So not only are you gonna have dimension and it's gonna look like a professional has done your makeup, it's also gonna last longer. And so I'm just gonna hit it where sun would naturally hit, not necessarily contouring. I just wanna go, like if she were standing outside, where would the sun hit? It's gonna be down here. It's not gonna be as perfectly placed, but there we go. All right, so I'm sorry, I'm gonna be in the shot for just a second. I'm just checking for balance, and already you can see, without me even blending anything in, you can see this side of her face is already lifted. It looks awake, it looks bright. I'm gonna go in with the same brush we use for foundation.
Can't tell how tired I am.
Had a long day. Busy girl. And then look, just pressing it out, and look, it's blended. Done and done. Same thing with blush. I'm just gonna take a little bit of, this is
What?
Call me the collector because I just collect things in my hand. This is Posy Tint by Benefit. I love these little liquid blushes. You could also use lipstick too, that's fine. So I just want to kind of get a little bit of rosiness right here. So the blush, I want to kind of align with the center of her eye. If she were looking straight ahead.
I am now.
There we go. And then lift it up onto the cheekbone. So this is something you said yesterday, like I'm bringing the blush way higher than
Oh yeah, she was putting blush on me. I'm like, that's where I put highlighter.
And I'm still gonna put highlighter there. But you can see the majority of the product is going to be right here where her cheekbone ends. So the end of her cheekbone is technically right here. So that's where I have the majority of the product. And then I'm going to slightly blend it forward to where it stops right where the eye lines up, and then blend it back. So it's not like a lot of product is here. Let's go in with more highlighting, right? I'm going to take Liquid Glow in the shade Perla from Anastasia.
I love that one.
Oh God, I love these. I'm almost out of this. You can tell how much I love it. This product is amazing. So if you're going for a really, like if we were gonna do super glam on her and glowy, like a holiday look, ooh, I wish we would have had enough time to do a holiday look. I would actually mix this into your foundation.
Really?
Yeah, it's a super versatile product. And so we're gonna put this right on the highest point of her cheekbone and press that in, and then just kind of give it a little swirl. So notice that I didn't put any contour on her just yet. That's because I don't want her features, I don't want the contour to necessarily eat her face. So we're still gonna contour to enhance certain features, but I'm just gonna use a light powder for that because I don't want the contour to be super intense.
All right, so we're having technical difficulties in the camera cut out.
We've done a lot of stuff. I'm just gonna walk through it really quick.
Okay.
So we took Anastasia setting powder in the shade Banana, mixed with Amanda's little Lambic powder. I don't know anything about this, but I love the color of it.
I like the color of it.
It's very nice. It just needed, so with her being a little, that color kind of blends in with her skin perfectly, but I wanted to use the banana powder to brighten. So that's why we just mixed a little bit. This is how much I use, just so you can see a very tiny amount.
I'd say like the nickel.
Yeah. Nickel amount, that's a good measurement with a very, this is the brush A16. So we didn't bake because, Amanda asked this question, we didn't bake because she's not performing. She's not doing like a full-blown like
I'm not on stage
Cirque du Soleil performance. So we don't need to absorb any moisture from her skin. We need to keep as much moisture intact as possible, but while setting the cream and liquid product. So that's why we did not bake. I know that's a question a lot of people will ask. And then we went ahead and took this Bare Minerals bronzer in Warmth to lightly reinforce the liquid bronzer that we did. Cocktail party, which is what we're having right now, a little cocktail party. Blush from Anastasia. Please excuse my palette. I love this product. You can see it's being used a lot. But again, like we just said, Anastasia products are very pigmented, so I just took a very tiny amount It did the trick, gave her the cheeks of her
So,
dreams. And now we're back.
Now we're back to our regular scheduled program.
Drink to that. I'm taking the Anastasia Contour Kit in light, and I'm using our contour color in Fawn right here. I'm using actually an eyeshadow brush. So this is A5. Sometimes you have to be unconventional. So if someone has larger features to their face and they need a contour, use a larger brush. Don't think like, oh, you have to use this specific brush because it says contour. But I don't want this contour to overpower her features. I just want a little shadow right here. She already has a natural indentation, and so I'm just kind of deepening that up. So I'm placing the product and then softly blending. Just like with the creams, you guys, get your product. These are very pigmented, so I don't need to do all that stuff. Place it where you want the highest saturation of color. So I want it to be darkest around her hairline, so that way it looks as though the bronzer is blending into the contour. Place and blend. Next, we're going to use a little Nicole Guerrero collab. This is Dirty because I love it and I've been using it. So I've been using
I do love this. I've had it forever.
So they relaunched it. It was a limited edition product, meaning we all know what that means. Yeah. We come out with things, you better get it now because it's not going to be there. But we relaunched it, so we have it for just a small amount of time if people want to get it.
This is amazing. I love it.
And look, I've had this now for 2 years and I haven't even hit pan, and I use this all the time. So turn again this way. I just want everybody to like, that's just the liquid glow. I just want to let it have its moment. Like maybe just whoosh, like it's so gorgeous. So I'm just going to bump that up a little because Amanda's face can handle some glow. So I'm just going to bump it up with a little boop, boop,
up the
boop,
glow.
boop.
Bump up the
Boop,
glow.
boop. Okay, you cannot mess up glow. This is one thing I don't think I think the only question I really get about highlighter is like, where do I place it? So place and blend. We want that on the highest point, and then just kind of do like a little figure eight. And how's my pressure? Describe.
Very little. It's so light. I'm honestly thinking about the giant brush I take to do highlighter. And I'm like, I like dip in three. I'm like, yes. So this is the difference, making few small changes. Few small changes. All right, so now let's get into, do we want to get into the brows? I really do, because I really want to know how to fix this.
Okay, so let's get into the brows.
Drives me crazy. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Help me.
We're gonna get into brows now. I'm gonna start with Anastasia's signature technique for doing the brows. This is a golden ratio technique. This is what I teach literally all the time. You heard me the other day teaching this to people online. This is so important.
This will be the first time I've ever listened.
So I'm gonna take a powder color.
Okay.
I'm using the brush 7B, and I've dipped a little bit of brow powder in here. So what we're gonna do is measure her brows. She already has, she has brow, not threading, tattoo.
I have microblading.
Microblading in her brow, so that's what you're seeing there already.
Well, and I did put pencil in there too.
I took that out.
Oh, I'm just kidding. That's over here.
So we're going to start at the center of the nostril, hold our brush straight up, so kind of going right here along the bridge of the nose, and we're going to make a mark. So her brow is coming in where it's supposed to be for your bone structure. So we're almost kind of like checking your microblading. This is a first step for everybody. Then we want to line our brush up with the corner of the nose. Should line up perfectly with the corner of the eye. And then I'm just going to press like that so I can get the product on there. Perfect. Now I do have to, you will see the back of my head. So sorry. I'll try to like bend down a little bit. But we do want to go with the center of the nose. And we want to go right through the center of the iris. Perfect. So what this is doing is making sure that her brow starts, ends, and arches at the same place on both sides. So I'm gonna do that again real quick. Because whenever you're also doing your brows, no two brows are perfect. So one thing that she's always complaining about is this brow is a little bit thicker than this brow. That's why we have, Anastasia stencil.
I've never used a stencil before.
I am obsessed with these. It took me a minute to get the hang of it. I remember my first day working, we trained for literally 8 hours on just this. So we can make sure that we get use these correctly. These are perfect for making sure that you have the same width on both sides. When you get to the point where you've used this about, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 times, you've done it a few times, you'll start to get the hang of like where your brow should be. So you would eventually use this probably a little less and only pull it out for whenever you need to groom your brows to make sure you get the right shape. So I'm going to start with the high arch. She might be a medium arch just because you're so petite. So we have these little notches in here for different variations of people's, like the size of their face, right? So as long as she fits within this little variation, that's what's going to determine her brow arch size. So we're going to take this first measurement, line that up with a second measurement. Oh, that's perfect. Hopefully you can see that in my arm. Her brow fits perfectly within the high arch stencil. Perfectly. And we can see, yes, this brow is a little bit thinner. Now her microblading has wore off, so I'm not saying that this is what your microblading person did a wonderful job, but it's kind of, you know, wore off a little bit here, and so we need...
I know, I was supposed to get it touched up, I think back in like April. It was COVID, so my appointment got moved twice.
Oh, that makes sense. So we
see is retin-A and stuff, and it lightens the tattoo. It being in the sun, all that, exfoliating, so yeah.
I'm gonna take the shade Caramel. So her brows are actually a little bit more of an ashier tone. So I'm using a warmer tone powder just to create a neutral shade. So we're gonna add detail with a warmer shade to match your hair color. So you would hold the stencil like this, keep the black part parallel to the ground, lock it in place using your pointer finger and your thumb, and where you see skin, we're gonna put a little bit of powder. You go start at the tail, move your way forward. Press it down just a little bit right there. So you can see now, it's probably not going to pick up a lot on camera, but we just added a little bit of product here and there to balance out with that brow. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side.
We're back. So my camera keeps shutting off. Don't know why. I haven't had this problem.
We think it cut out right before we talked about brow pen. I haven't put any brow gel in here yet, but you can see these tiny little strokes or like notches through the brow. That's this brow pen, and it's going to mimic the look of real hair. It's waterproof. It's not going to come off at all day long. So she's got the look of a fuller brow with just using this very little of this product. Okay, and that's all we missed. So now we're back.
And we're back.
We could not cut that out. We could not leave that product out because that's honestly a hero product. I'm going to use clear brow gel from Anastasia, and this is a technique my artistry trainer, shout out to Daisy, taught me. So we're gonna back comb. We're gonna go back.
Oh.
So what this will do is get product underneath the brow hair to kind of give them a fluffier, lifted appearance. Let that dry just a smidge and then comb them up. This is a firm hold brow gel that will not get crusty at all. So a lot of firm hold brow gels can get crusty, honestly.
I didn't use brow gel.
Look at the difference. Just look. We'll let the people speak. Comment below if you can see the difference between using a brow gel and not using a brow gel. We'll just let the proof be in the pudding, because I tell people this all the time, that using brow gel is the difference between looking like an amateur did your brows and a professional did your brows with just the clearest product, the easiest product. Yeah. It's one of those no-brainers. We're gonna go on some eye primer. We're gonna do eyes. I do really quick on the eyes. I think clients a lot of times they want their eyes to be like, oh my gosh, I want it to be like, cut crease, smoky wing,
but
all this
in
stuff.
like 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. That's not realistic. Let's be realistic. We're gonna use the tiniest little dab. That's actually probably a little too much, but I'm just gonna take probably half of that. This is a waterproof eye primer. Love that. Close your eye. Amanda has a deep set eye. I'm just pressing this product in. This will, so you can see her natural eyelid. I mean, we had a little eyeshadow on there from the what you had on previously, but your natural eyelid color is a little red, like it's a pinky or red shade. So using a tinted eye primer like this will color correct for us. So that way, whenever we go to use shadows, they show up true to shade. So that's why you need to do that. And no, I don't recommend using a concealer.
Why?
Because concealer is made with hydrating products to be emollient around the eye area, which can tend to be a little bit drier. So if you put a concealer, if you don't set it with you're gonna have to set it with powder, okay? Once you set it with powder, then you go to put eyeshadow pigments on top. They're not gonna be as pigmented. You're gonna have to add more. It's gonna be a mess. So
I should stop using
just use
concealer as
primer.
eye primer.
I'm taking a little bit of eye primer. I'm just gonna pop it underneath here. Just do a little pop it. Pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it. Okay. Look up one more time. And blend. So to keep it from creasing. Let's introduce the baby! It's so cute.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Congratulations.
That's so cute.
It's
What's
an eyeshadow
inside?
palette.
What's inside?
So we're gonna use the Soft Glams Baby.
AKA Soft Glam 2.
So this is a limited edition palette. You can only get it now.
I like it. It's right up my alley.
I think
Except for this.
If you were my client and we were in a store, I would recommend this for you too because you travel a lot.
I like that it's small and I can travel with it.
And this has really all the colors you need. Smoky eye, natural eye, like you could do a cut crease if you wanted to.
I feel like orange soda doesn't. That's in my other palette and I feel like it don't. I'm probably just not using it correctly.
Okay, let's use that one. I love that. I pulled out my Soft Glam, open that up. Just so you guys know, I'm going to be working from this palette though because I have a thing about touching brand new things if I already have one open. So that's just a weird thing of me. I just wanted people to see.
Colors, mulberry.
Yeah. Orange soda.
Dusty Rose. Oh, Dusty Rose is in here.
So this color and this color are the only two colors not in this palette. They are actually in another palette that I have open, and so I'll use from that as well. So I'm not going to use any of the colors that aren't in this palette. I didn't want people to clock you and be like, oh, she's using a different palette. It's like, no, it's my weird thing because this is it's brand new and I'm just really weird. Gonna take some orange soda, get a good amount of that on there. I'm gonna start right in the outer corner and just press that product right into the
windows of my soul.
The windows of her soul. Just gonna get a little bit of definition. With a deep set eye, we want to stay away from dark colors too far in because it's going to make her eye look, it's gonna push it back. It's gonna make it look smaller. Placing this orange, I call this orange soda like the blending color, if you will. I feel like people understand that. But once you place this down, it'll make darker colors or medium colors that much easier to blend. And this has a slight orange tone to it that blends effortlessly in with the skin color. So as I go like this and just kind of blend it up and out, it just blends into your skin perfectly. So it looks like there's not a lot happening here, but it's laying the groundwork for the other things we need. We're gonna use Dusty Rose now.
I've never used that color.
Really? Mm-mm. I love it.
No, it has too much color in it. I only stick with browns.
It's like
no, it really doesn't, but I just don't because I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm gonna have this color Dusty Rose be the darkest eyeshadow shade. I'm gonna use the black, but I'm gonna use it as eyeliner. So I'm just taking and keeping it really soft and right here in this outer corner. So open your eye and look straight ahead. So with her eye, I'm gonna go right here where the lower lash line kind of ends and follow that up towards the temple to make sure that I'm giving the eye lift. She has gorgeous eyes. Like, honestly, if we put too much on here, I feel like we'd be taking away from your eye. Like, you just need a tiny little bit. It's so pretty. What do they call those, bedroom eyes?
I feel like you have bedroom eyes. I think you have beautiful eyes. It's not fair.
I think you have beautiful eyes.
You do makeup and I'm like, yeah, but you literally have like a perfect eyelid.
And then let's take as above, so below. We need to do the same thing on the bottom. Look up for me. And we're just going to take and softly wiggle that around these lower lashes. You can tell she gets her makeup done because look how still her eye is.
Kind of.
genius. We're going to take that orange soda that you don't love. Now you're going to love it all the time once you see this feedback. You guys, with eyes, there are, like, if eyes is something you want to focus on, like, we'll spend more time doing that, but she does a great job with her eyes, so we're not going to spend a ton of time focusing on switching that up. All right, so now all I'm going to do, we're going to keep it soft and natural. I'm actually going to take a little bit of sultry. I'm just going to press that in this outer corner. I'm just going to lightly slide that over. I don't want the full pigment of this color to show through. I just want a soft little bronzy shimmer. So I'm just lightly pressing that over. So don't get it twisted. This color is very pigmented, but I'm using it in a way to where I'm only getting the shimmers, because I don't want this to be a smoky eye. And keep it light, keep it bright. So the brush that I use to blend the highlight around her brow, I'm actually going to use that in the Mulberry shade and Noir. So I love to mix Mulberry and Noir together for eyeliner. Close your eye for me. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to take my brush to help catch any fallout. I did give it a little shake, but this is a pigmented product and it's black, so it's gonna give a little wiggle next to the lashes.
I feel like I have an ingrown eyelash or something coming, because when you get to the very corner of my eyes, it like...
So I haven't dipped my brush into the eyeshadow again, so that's just the Mulberry and the black. The Mulberry just black is a really cool tone, so the Mulberry warms it like I like to mix. Oh gosh, just that on its own, like your eye is done. And it literally took me 2 seconds.
Yay.
This is all you need. Again, what did we learn today? Place and blend.
Place and blend.
That's all we need. Okay, so now let's
and less is more. And ball sack eyes.
So these are the Sephora grapefruit exfoliating whites. They have bamboo
keep in
too.
your bag and like tear them.
These are amazing.
Tear a little piece off to just like do a little.
Yep. Even if
your lips get peely like mine.
I love them for like just individual use, but also makeup artist is really good too to have with you. I'm going to spray her really quick with Dewy Setting Spray and my new favorite contraption from Amazon. So the reason why she's making that face is because I used a different spray on her yesterday.
It was so wet.
This one is not. But she has a little PTSD from what I did on her yesterday. There's no glitter in this product, and describe to the people what it smells like.
It smells like something. What's it smell like?
Don't you think? I think it smells like vacation.
Oh, I was like, wait, what?
It smells really good.
It smells nice. I didn't know. I was like, do you know what this smells?
So
coconuts? I don't know. What is it?
Oh, good.
Is it coconuts?
Actually, no, but yes. Why do I have a brow definer, you say? It's because I'm going to do her lips. She said to me earlier, she goes, are you using a brow on you? This is the best way to look like you have big, full, luscious lips, and it lasts all day, like way longer than a lip liner.
Love it.
But you have to use a warm color. That's the trick. So I'm using the shade Strawburn. So we're going to start on the corner of the lip and we're going to lightly underline. So I'm going right outside her natural lip line and I'm going to contour right down there like so. Okay? And then the same thing on the side. If you want your lips to look fuller, start from the corner and go up. And I'm going right outside her natural lip line again. Okay? I'm making it a little blurry. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. Same thing on the other side. Before you do this yourself, warm it up because it is a brow product. So it's, brow primer and pigment. So it does need to be warmed up a little bit. And I'm just going to go right outside her Cupid's bow. So I'm sure get a little contour right there. So I know it looks a little crazy right now, but wait till we blend everything in. Oh my God, this is my favorite thing ever. We're gonna take the Pro Pencil in the shade, I'm actually gonna use the shade 2. And we're gonna go right on the corner of our mouth, and then just lift up. This is gonna take away that RBF.
What? Oh, resting on the face. I was like, what?
Next, I'm going to stick with this brush. I'm going to go in with the shade Praline. This is a limited edition holiday color. You can see I've used it a lot. So the thing that I love about this color is it looks like a natural lip color bumped up. So this is like the perfect everyday lip color. Flipping around for me just a little. I'm just gonna go back in with that brow definer and lightly blend on top of the lipstick just so the two colors meet together. So already just doing that, your lips look a little bit more, a little poutier. So we're gonna finish off with this little set. I had to grab this hot holiday set. It's limited edition again, so I just wanted to show everybody what this looks like. This is a new formula for Anastasia. And like, wait till you just see. It looks like liquid glass. It's so luxurious looking. You can wear this by itself for just a natural bump up to your natural lip color, because you already have a lot of natural lip color, I feel like. So if you just wanted to bump that up. Oh, stop it. Stop it right now. All right, so we're done. I'm gonna let her see.
I'm like, I'm dying. Everyone else gets to see. I want to see. Wow, I look so much more awake and lifted on this side.
Look at that. It's pretty much the same products, a few other changes and tips and tricks along the way.
And this really brightened. What color was that you put there?
So that is mostly the eye primer with a little bit of the shimmer from Sultry.
I would say that's a big improvement.
Oh, thank you so much. I love doing this.
I love it. Thank you. Are you going to do the other side of my face?
It's
going to be a hard no.
It's going to be a hard pass. No, I'm joking. I would, honestly, if we were going somewhere,
I would watch a movie and like
absolutely,
go to sleep. And
yeah.
I probably should pack my suitcase for tomorrow.
Oh,
I know, I'm sad I'm leaving. But this was super fun. Thank you so much for doing my makeup and sharing with my subscribers out there.
Thank you for having me. Let me share my passion.
Love it. Also, we do have a surprise for you guys. So Danielle is based here in St. Louis, and if you go to any Sephora or Ulta and make any ABH purchase, which is also short for Anastasia Beverly, like you could buy this super cute gift, lip kit, love it. DM her a copy of the receipt, and I'll put her Instagram handle right here and down below in the description box, and she will do a one-on-one consultation with you for free. And you guys can talk about brows, you can talk about lips, the foundations, whatever you want. That's your choice. And yes, that is our free little gift to you. Make sure you guys hit like on this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, and comment below other videos you would like to see me do and if you thought this was helpful. I'll catch you guys later. Bye!
Bye!